Fake Azumi, Gabe Niles gonna be spinning there. There's another DJ too, I forgot.
Yeah.
Turn out a little bit towards you.
Yeah, I seen it. Yeah, I don't know. Is it on New Year's Eve?
It's Friday, so.
Oh, so it's
What's
Friday.
New Year's? I want to say New Year's Eve or Sunday, right?
That would have been tough if they did it on New Year's Eve or like, you know.
It's another show on New Year's Eve though.
Oh, it is?
But I'll probably just be with the fam for real.
Yeah, I plan on being a homebody.
I was surprised to see you at the Elevation show, like right the day before Something in the Water, like that weekend. Whose show was that? It was Kai Infinite was on it.
The pre-show jump.
Oh, the pre-show that we did on
pre-show.
Thursday? Yeah, they actually
You snapped. How was that? First of all, my bad. I didn't even know you were on the show. Yeah. I walked in. I'm literally right when I walk in, you on stage. I'm like, is that Full Metal? I'm like, that ain't Full Metal. And you're going like, that's bro. Yeah. So yeah, how was that? How was that show?
That shit was lit. Yeah, now we did what we supposed to do. We made our name. Like niggas knew. Like by the time I got off stage, everybody was showing, you know, the proper praise. Not to make that sound weird. But, you know, they were showing love, down to the motherfucking owners of the whole venue and everything. Like, yeah, you got to come back. Security, people in the kitchen, everybody outside, all that shit. Like, they were showing hella love for that. So we did what we were supposed to do.
Did you guys go to, like, Something in the Water this year?
Yeah.
How was that for y'all?
Like I said, I had to play that strategic. After I did my, like, first VIP experience and, like, being backstage and shit, I've been kind of jaded with shows. Like now I'm like spoiled to the shit. Like I don't want to go to no show unless I'm like VIP or higher type shit.
So you had a VIP at the first Something in the Water?
Nah, some shit in DC I got invited to and shit like that when I met some people and shit. So, but backtrack to it, yeah, we went to me and a couple of homies went to the Something in the Water, the VIP. We did that junk. It was cool. I saw who I needed to see and stuff like that. I met the owner of the owner of the New York BBC, the head manager there, fine ass female. And she was there just trying to see the Jonas Brothers and shit, so it's shit like that. Being the VIP and shit like that shit is super good just like for networking and shit like that. Like, cause you know, it's either rich kids, somebody trying to show out for their girl, or a motherfucker that's important that's gonna be in the VIP. So
networking, and I feel like it's probably just a more comfortable experience of being at the show. Because if you're in a regular, you in big huge crowd. It's like you pushing through. It takes you forever to get anywhere.
Yeah, it was comfortable / whack because like. When it's time to turn up and you got lit niggas out there and shit, I'm over here with, you know, the rich folk and the old people and all that, and the ones just cozy, they ain't jumping and shit, and I'm looking over there at the crowd with the GA, and these niggas getting lit. I'm like, damn, I still come from that mosh pit time and shit, so I want to get in the mosh every now and then, go crazy, but they was not doing that shit on our side at all, but it's whatever.
Another thing about that VIP shit, too, is like, you think you actually gonna get to talk to the artists and shit like that, they go straight to the fucking dressing room.
Yeah. Oh, they're like, that's why they working. Like,
yeah.
They probably it's probably tiring. They just set. You're like, let me go take a break. Like,
for sure, yeah. You don't know, yeah, because a lot, like, especially depending on the venue, shit, niggas be on the go. Niggas just got off the flight,
right.
doing this and getting right back on the flight, depending on how popping you is. So,
So I feel like we've known each other. You might be my like longest connection I've made. Like in the art space, because I feel like in my adult life, as I really started creating, I'm making all these new friendships and relationships in the art world. People I didn't grow up with, but like we create bonds in whatever way through just creating.
Yeah.
You were kind of the first person that I met out here. You was doing my videos and like in the beginning, fucking and really just showing. Like I learned kind of through you the amount of work it would take in this. Like it's not gonna be overnight.
Word.
Maybe just touch on like even just coming up for you a little bit. Getting to where you are right now, how you feel, kind of just with your career, like, you know?
Like I said before, when I seen you past couple times, and like I've voiced to different people, like DJ Nick and different shit like that, you know, I'm happy and proud to see the position that you got in, just because I know how hungry you wanted, and I know you realized shit that I realized, and you really started, you know, getting to it and trying to figure out in the most financially convenient ways and trying to do it the smartest way as possible and get to it. So, and I'm happy that you made a connection because niggas be out here, and you know, I can fall into that category too because a lot of niggas be to self and don't really want to collab and work and be on no teamwork type shit. But you sat there and made a connection with a lot of important ass people and they fucking with you and willing to do content and shit with you. So, to see you from that starting point to like, hey, you know, Sound Man fuck with me, you know, I'm random guy, y'all know if I'm white or not type shit. To like, now niggas tapped in with you. You know what I'm saying? That's how outside looking in type shit. Niggas don't know. Outside looking in to like, now you really tapped in, bro. You came a long way. So salute to you for that.
No, we talking about you though.
Yeah. I forgot to even question. I just had to give you the flowers first.
I do appreciate when I seen you shouting me out at the I want to say it was the Players Club video you went and did. You shouted me out with Nick and shit. I felt like real happy about that.
But yeah, my bad. Run the question back. My bad.
Just how you feel about where you are right now. Looking back to kind of where you started, we can get. I do want to get into everything in your early days too, like common grounds, all that. But just where you are right now, how you feel about it? Like,
Nah. I mean, I'm blessed to be where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? It's hard. I gotta constantly remind myself to be humble and be blessed, no matter how hard I'm striving to be financially free, or how hard I'm striving to get to a higher plateau and position than where I'm at and shit like that. And it's not happening as fast as I like. Or, more untalented motherfuckers is getting it faster, but, they come and go and shit. But, I got to remind myself to be humble with the shit. But looking back on it, I was producing in high school and shit in 10th grade. That was way back in the day. We ain't even going to get into years and shit like that. But way back in the day, started as producing, fucking around, sending niggas beats and shit like that, seeing their dreams and niggas doing it. Then, I come with the kumbaya serum, like, all right, let's all get on the same common ground and let's, like, put some shows together, do some shit together, and, like, get some motion out this bitch, which was good. But then I had to learn about street politics and, like, niggas be outside and niggas, everybody don't mix well, and niggas ain't with that kumbaya shit because they street politics. So,
wait, can you go a little into further into that? What do you mean by the street politics?
I mean, yeah, if you dealing with niggas that do, like, that street rap, gangster rap shit, then, if niggas is outside and they got beef with motherfuckers and some more shit, then, yeah, beef with motherfuckers and shit. So, me and my homie Jake during the time we was, like, trying to get a lot of different acts and shit during the early Newport News times together and shit like that. These niggas had different beefs for whatever reason. We was always the middleman, but sometimes we'll get caught up in the bullshit. But we was always the middleman trying to get niggas literally on the common ground just to get this Virginia shit rolling type shit, which some niggas was on, but end of the day, whatever they street politics shit was, and we tried to calm that shit down with these niggas, but end up getting messy, and then, as time went on, a lot of my niggas during that early time, they ended up passing just due to health issues and shit like that, so, and different things, but, I went from doing that whole producing for niggas and seeing their dreams and seeing how they want and trying to operate this shit, figure out the game to, taking my beats and rapping over the shit and just seeing how far I can get, especially with them not being here. I got to take the poll and see how far I can go with the shit. So, it's good to see because, it was at a point I'm just figuring out the game and just trying different shit out. I come from, like, a real gambling background and chancing shit and, like, scared money don't make no money type shit. So I really gamble and chance a lot of shit and see what works and not. Luckily, I've been on the higher side of the probability with shit. So, it's cool to be, like, one of the only niggas out here with, like, early phase, like, with 10,000 views or some shit or different shit like that.
When 10,000 views meant something, like.
And when it meant something type shit, like early phase type shit. Because, niggas know me for doing the beats and doing the videos for niggas. So, I know everybody that was doing some shit that ran through me. I know everybody's numbers and streams and what's real and not, because there's a lot of shit that wasn't real. We ain't calling nobody out, but, I seen it all type shit. So for me to actually get some genuine views, I was just, praying. At a point in my time, I was praying and hoping. I'm like, damn, I want 10,000 views on this shit type shit and just be humble just to have that. Like, that's just something. Like, 10,000 people, that's something, too. Now I got a fucking million streams and shit, and I'm even more thirsty to even get constant millions and shit where I'm, like, forgetting about that humble point where I was just hyped for 10,000 type shit. So, gotta remind myself of that. But, shit's good. It's good. I'm blessed to be in the position I'm at. long story short type shit. On
the politics, too, I feel like we've experienced that as well, where we kind of had to be a neutral party. First, you know what I'm saying? People just get too caught into, like, that. To me, I just feel like that's just petty stuff that takes away energy that you could be putting towards actually making this happen.
Yeah.
I feel like also maybe you can touch on that too. I feel like where you've been at and where I've been at in the space is like we're getting bigger, but I think it's more about just perfecting your craft and really actually like honing in on your skill. That's what it looks like you've been doing.
Absolutely,
me, like.
Absolutely. Yeah, you hit it right on the head with that for sure. It's definitely about sharpening it up because shit, he Frank, you know what I'm saying, he'd known me as long as he known me forever type shit. So he was there for my early producing phases when, I'm trying to make, every producer goes to the type of beats they want to try to make or the sounds they want to do and all that shit. And now,
what was your first sound?
I was having, by the time I got into the producer game, I started early. And, I got a whole bunch of, like, family backgrounds and shit. Like, the New York family got, like, some, like, some Dipset ties and all that shit. So when I was around my uncle and shit, he was heavily influencing, like, the Dipset sound. So we was doing, like, soul samples, but, like, New York sound and shit and whatever like that. But then, I fuck with hip-hop shit, hard body, too. So we'll get into, like, a Ninth Wonder bag or, like, some Jay Dilla shit or Kanye shit, or, like, get into those bops and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But then I fuck with Timbaland, Pharrell, and I fuck with R&B hard body. So that was really my bag, trying to get into those like melodic ass shit, but still find a way to make it bop. And then once that trap shit came to surface around like that early Flocka time and shit like that, and then get into the dark trap with Travis Scott and all that shit, and Kanye doing the shit with the trap, that's when, you know, it like I taught myself in reverse type shit, you know what I'm saying? All that early shit I was doing, but I couldn't understand it. Like I wasn't even understanding bass and all that shit too well. But just stepping in the trap and fucking with 808s, that shit made me understand bass and like frequencies and pitches of basses and shit, and getting heavier into that. And then by the time I spin the block and went back to those older sounds, I'm like, oh, it's how you're supposed to piece these sounds together with this and this to make this shit knock like this and do it like that. So
Teaching yourself in reverse.
yeah, that's how I felt like. I felt like that shit, I like taught myself in reverse with that shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, so compared to like when I first started making like them hip hop beats and all that shit, they would be like, the idea would be there, like the samples on point and it's on like the snares there and all that shit, but the shit is not knocking. But then now it's to the point, after learning to do the trap shit, I know which particular kicks I need to hit that sits on top of this sample and this bass to make this shit knock this way, and the certain pockets and all that. And then the mixing shit too, which he teaching me and shit. Just the EQ and shit in general is like a whole must know type thing, and mixing in general. So learning through him, where he learned more of the technical side coming up, and he's more heavy on the hip hop shit. So we kind of bounce off each other with learning shit. So
yeah, man, that shit is just like, a lot of niggas don't realize, man, it's just trial and error too. Like, you got to develop your own way of doing things, you know what I'm saying?
That too.
There's really no right or wrong way to do any of this shit, you know what I'm saying? So you just got to develop your own thing, you know, just throw shit at the wall and see if it stick, you know?
100.
I feel like with music too, it's like double hard because you have to figure out what you do, but it's like the game is constantly changing. So you have to figure out how your stuff will fit in the game, and how to market yourself in a game that's not the same. Like every year is different. So whatever you're doing this year, like next year has to be different. So it's like you have to learn two things at once. I feel like if you're just like if you start in a restaurant, the restaurant game is pretty much what it is. You have good food, good customer service, good location, people are going to show up, good prices. It's not like it's this new factor in restaurants like every year that you have to kind of like adapt to. Like, does that make sense?
That making 100% sense, and that goes between the artists with the longevity and the ones that just here for the quick shit and the quick sounds and all that. But a saying I've been saying for years for everybody is like, it's only so many keys on the keyboard, so it's like nothing's really new type shit. Is you just see a lot of shit cycle around, and which we already seeing it right now with the with the Jersey and the Baltimore shit, when then that style beat and shit, like we already did that shit way earlier back in the day, but it circled around because we in a whole new decade and a whole new time and shit, and we see a lot of these sounds and shit that already happened before, just making a full cycle. What's been missing the whole time, what niggas ain't been doing, it should have been hybrids of a lot of sound, which niggas is dabbling into, and this AI shit and all this shit might help niggas take it further for the non-musicians, but it should have been the hybrids of a lot of shit. It should have been a lot of mixing this and that and mixing it together type shit. They started fucking with the hybrids with pop and trap with every fucking thing type shit. Trapping R&B, trapping this and trapping that, but niggas ain't really try to
Trap country.
That's what I'm saying, bro. But niggas ain't try to experiment other different sounds and put these shits together and make it hybrids. So when that time comes, it'll be good. But you're right with that. You definitely got to stay on point. Shit, everything's oversaturated, man, and you got to stand out, bro. You got to really... Like, this shit is like trying to chase the Holy Grail at this point type shit. You really got to stand out. Everybody's trying to do this shit, bro. Like, I think you getting struck by lightning, you got a better chance of getting struck by lightning than getting this shit for real at this rate.
I'm just really into originality. And I feel like people kind of strayed away from that. I don't want to like blame everything on the game because we have to take responsibility for shit too. But it's like they literally made it to where like you had to follow certain formulas to blow up. Like even down to the Spotify playlist, like they had AI algorithms in the playlist that were listening to the beats, and if it sounds like this type of beat, then it's like they put you in the algorithm. It'll push it like so. It's like people almost had to copy stuff to get noticed.
You got to stay in a certain bracket. And that's what goes back to the hybrid shit. Like, there's a lot of shit that we ain't see type shit. Like, so like you got the whole Pierre Bourne wave and shit, and that's when you had like that early trippy wave and all that, and like the X wave and all that, and we had that emo tone music and shit. Why we ain't got like no girl groups, like emo girl groups that was riding on them type of beats, or like emo girl groups? You know what I'm saying, or different shit mixing it up, but like R&B niggas on those type of going crazy on those type of beats type shit, like really just hybriding it up. So it's like staying in that bracket and taking that choice, but finding your way around it. I think that's where the originality shines. Like you can still take the popular nigga beat, but if you attack it in your personal way type shit and still reach those pockets, I think it can work type shit. And that's kind of what I kind of explored especially with me making the beats, I can understand what's the current sound and popular sound in the game, but I can still add the drums I want and talk about the things I want inside of the shit. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's what kept me flowing and kept me above so far, for real, honestly.
Okay, so you touching on 10th grade, you started to produce.
Yeah.
How long were you doing that until, like, I guess you started doing videography? Like, when did Common Grounds become a thing? Also, was Frank, like, engineering your stuff from day one? Like I'm saying, how'd you get into engineering? Like, all of that?
That's a good question. Did the producer thing all the way around, like, damn, when's the Common Ground shit start rocking? Like 2013, 2014 maybe?
Yeah, I was in like 10th, 11th grade, so we're talking like 2013, 2012.
Who was the first video on the Common Ground channel?
Oh, that's a great question, damn.
Because I'm one of the last ones. I think me and Jubo might be the last one.
Shout out to Jubo. Yeah, one day we might have to spin this.
Was it Church in the Wild type shit? Was that the first one?
It could be. I want to say one day we're going to have to hopefully run this back and maybe just focus on the Common Ground thing in a bigger picture, because even though, me and the homie had a falling out, the homie Jake and shit that started the shit, but, you know, end of the day, it wouldn't be 100% right, me going in full detail about this shit without him being there or without him saying his part. So
I didn't even know that it was you had a code.
Yeah, a lot of niggas don't know type shit, because we everybody keep our shit low, and there ain't no love lost type shit. You know, niggas grow apart type shit. But, you know, if a day comes where we can talk about a shit, because it definitely need to be talked about, I'd rather have him here to go to full detail. So I'm gonna skip past a lot of that. I'm not even sure what the first video, he might even know that shit faster than me, low key. But regardless, the bigger picture of what it was, we had some homies around the way that wanted to rap, whatever case may be. They knew I made beats and they wanted to try the shit. So boom. Now we had Scopes. Scopes low key with the first shit.
Oh yeah.
With the shit. You know what I'm saying? Scopes is out here. He wanted this rapping shit. Scopes is just tapped in with everybody. He know everybody. Cool type shit. Everybody just loves Scopes. So, you know, he went to the studio and shit. He had a studio we could go to. I sent him some beats. He tried some shit. And we did a video for him. We did the Bitch I'm Drunk shit. I don't even know what the fuck we shot that shit on. I don't even know we had a camera, what camera we had during that time.
It didn't matter.
It didn't even matter. He has, you know, Scopes just had enough, the clout, for real. He had enough motion out here that the shit was just working type shit. But we did that. But the whole Common Ground things came about after Scopes. We had different artists that was around that want to do the same thing. Pretty much Scopes did it in their own lane type shit. So me and the guy Jake, you know what I'm saying, we you know, we wanted to do more with our lives than the regular shit. So he was working, you know, I'm sitting here nickel and dime type shit. I come from a rough ass, like, financial background with my whole family and shit like that. So we nickel and dime and living minimal and shit like that. But me and him put money together, drop $500 to get a Nikon camera and shit like that. And we get the camera and, like, you know, we gonna get it all from in-house, bro. Like, I'm already producing type shit. We gonna figure this camera shit out. We gonna get whatever computer we need type shit, even if it's bullshit shit for now, and figure this shit out as far as the edit type shit. And that's really how the whole process came about. With that, that's what got me into the video shit, just learning that, because we self-taught the shit, looking at videos, how to make it better and shit like that. And
this is all before you even making your own music.
Before I even made my own music. So this is all before getting into me type shit, you know what I'm saying? So fast forward past all that, you know what I'm saying, all the homies passed and different things like that. And I always told myself that every great producer raps at some point, for the ones I looked up to and shit. So, you know, I started putting some shit together. I started recording with Boris first. That's what I went to first type shit. Just gave it a try. I came from a bad breakup and shit. I want to get my emotions out and shit like that.
So he got his heart broke.
Yeah, I don't even know. It was just, I don't know. I need to get some shit off. So I got in the booth, got some shit off, fucking around with some shit, and, you know, it was actually pretty decent. And I was playing for niggas and shit like that. I sent them to mad females I knew first. I'm like, that's the key first. I'm like, the woman is like, that's what's gonna let you know if it's hot or not. They're gonna tell the truth type shit. And I was tapping in with a lot of females just because I was doing photography, videography around the area. So I'm sending them like, let me know what you think, whoop-de-whoop. And they fuck with their hard body, so that gave me the confidence to go ahead and try to push. And then I'm like, okay, I don't want my shit just sitting here, 100 views and no shit, and not doing nothing with it. So we need to figure out how early before algorithm was even a fucking term, you know, me just knowing in my brain, like, how the fuck to get in this algorithm and try to get some shit flowing and shit. So I'm just like studying. Because I was like full metal. I was like full dash metal for a grip. But I'm like searching shit on the internet. My whole biggest goal was like, bro, I need my shit to pop up on Google, like no matter what. Before it was like the easy access shit that they got now where you can just click and give them all the information. I'm like, yo, my shit need to pop up. Like when niggas looking me up, I need to pop up no matter any means. So when shit started getting heavy is around like that XXX time and all that shit, that 2015 time and shit. Because I was already fucking with different style music. Like I said, I love the melodic shit and all that shit, chill shit. And then you got like...
Well, my bad to cut you off. How did you get it on Google? Like, what'd you do?
Oh, shit, I'm rolling to that right now type shit. But by the time I was researching different artists and shit. By the time I was ready to crank this shit up and get like really figure out how to get in it, I was just researching different shit, like niggas that was popping during the time. You got XXX, you got A$AP Rocky and them going crazy and shit like that because I come from fucking New York and Harlem. So when I seen these niggas roll out and shit, I'm seeing shit that we grew up on and niggas around neighborhoods that we miss because we been living in Virginia and shit. Like my grandmother staying right by the buildings and shit that these niggas are doing videos by, going to the corner store and shit niggas grew up by and shit. So I really wanted to, I like the aesthetic they was going for, embrace that. So I really love that shit. But then you got like fucking Denzel Curry and Rob Banks and all these niggas down here in Florida going crazy with their aesthetic and style, and then they talking about this anime shit that we into everybody. So I'm just like, yo, I'm trying to embody all this shit and absorb it in type shit. So when I'm seeing names like XXX, and for real, it was Waka Flocka that really even had me like, they can stand out. I'm like, I need a name that stands out type shit. I need some shit like, it needs to be seen. So I'm in all caps. I'm like, okay, right now it's like, niggas going off these crazy ass fucking names and shit like that as far as the SoundCloud way early type shit. So like, I hate to use a Lil Pump example because that's what everybody looks to, but the early Lil Pump and the XXX and whatever early way, some of that Ski Mask Slump God and shit, like niggas had these crazy ass names. So I'm just like, yo, I need something to stand out on top of this Full Metal shit. So I'm just like, you know, I'm a cold nigga anyway, like as far as my personality and different shit, and then, you know, it mixes with the whole like dark vibe, emo vibes and shit. So I'm just like, okay, I'm just gonna put a jacket on my name or a park on my name. Cause every time I search my name, I saw a Full Metal jacket every fucking time. And I never even seen the movie and nothing like that. I know y'all probably seen the shit, but I never seen it. And I got tired of seeing that shit. So I'm like, yo, I need something else to pop up than Full Metal jacket when I'm searching my shit. So I'm just like, okay. So the jacket, I fuck with Parkers because this is like
What is that?
Like a Parker jacket, like a long ass Parker coat type shit. You know what I'm saying? Okay. But this is around like early H&M time and shit when niggas was like dressing like that, having like long ass Parker coats and different shit like that. So I'm like, I fuck with them shit. So it's gonna be Full Metal Parker type shit. And from there, you know what I'm saying? That name is so foreign and shit. That shit was like a red line type shit when you type it in. So it went from a red line to the more and more content I put out and shit. And you search that shit, it's like, oh, that's what they talking about. They talk about this Full Metal Parker thing. And so I forced Google to understand that shit. Until it got to a point where when you log in to Gmail and shit like that, it'll give you access to like, okay, here's the songs, here's your ID and all that to claim that your account basically for the shit that they doing type shit. So yeah.
So from the beginning, you're doing your own videos too?
Yeah.
So I guess also like how good do you like, because you were working on other people's videos at first. So by the time you started making music, were you at a level of like where your videos were already like you had your style, or you were still figuring out your style even when you started your own videos? So
when I was working with Jake and we were doing the videos, even with you and different niggas we worked with, that's because we fuck with the anime shit hard body, and it's so sick. I mean, it's good to say now because you niggas already know what it is with this nigga type shit. But early in the game, that nigga Tekashi, before he was on all that gang shit and all that 6ix9ine shit,
he was on
that
anime
nigga, when it was Tekashi just by himself, Tekashi 6ix9ine and shit, that nigga had some fire ass videos and shit. When he worked with Bodega Bams and this shit like that, he had dope ass videos. Like it was real cinematic, dark tones, and he had mad anime shit in it. Like he was one of the only niggas that had that anime shit heavy. So me and my nigga Jake, we took we took a page from that shit and like, yo, we gonna start adding some of this anime shit inside some of the videos until, longer we realized a lot of Florida niggas like Rob Banks and them niggas started talking about it and putting in their shit and all that. But we had that. So I had to outline that I wanted this anime shit and all that, but we was missing the cinematic side of the shit. The Nikon camera we had, like, we shooting, but, you know what I'm saying, we ain't know how to get into that cinematic bag. We ain't know the full details of the camera, so.
It ain't even just cinematic. I would just feel like you have your own style as far as, like, I don't even know if it's the VHS, it's the...
Oh, yeah, we doing that VHS shit before everybody. Before that shit became an app, nigga, we was on that shit before everybody. That shit is documented. Like, we was there early trying to... The overlays and shit like that. I didn't even know I was overlaying them shit, but we were doing that shit way before, and I definitely put the niggas onto the shit for sure. But, nah, it wasn't too... I had a homie when I was like... So the early shit, when I was putting my music out and trying to get my shit in the blog spots and all that shit, I had a homie, A1 Visions, a rapper. I forget what the homie name was, a rapper and shit like that. That worked with A1 Visions and shit. And he was tapping with me on the gram and shit like that. He was popping, had numbers, had mad followers, all that, had the clothes, everything. He up and shit. But he was a good dude. He fucked with my sound and shit, and we was chopping it up and shit. And I saw who shot his videos in New York. And I'm like, damn, we need some cinematic shit like this. Like, we need the woman in there, we need all that shit. So I hit the videographer up. And he was an affordable price. So he came down Virginia. We got him a hotel and all that shit. And he came down. And that's when I did the Super Saiyan God video. That's the first music video I did. Cause I'm like, if I'm going to like roll out with a music video and shit, I need this shit to like really have niggas like, oh, this nigga on some shit type shit. I really need to stand out. So niggas was already dressing fly and shit, already doing the gold tee before everybody was doing that shit, all that shit. So by the time he came down, we did that shit, bro. And I told him, like, I need that Dragon Ball Z and all that shit in there as you edit it and shit. I knew what we was looking for, but he knew how the tools to do it. So by the time he shot it and shit, we did our thing and we set a tone, but we took the knowledge. I'm like, yo, and luckily he was humble enough to do it because a lot of niggas won't do it, but I hit the nigga, I'm like, yo, nigga, what camera you using, bro? What is what program, what camera, what is all this shit? A lot of niggas wouldn't tell you down that early phase shit, but we took that shit from them, learned it, copied that same exact shit, and did it ourselves.
So that was the first video, and then from there you did all your own shit.
After that, we just kept on doing it all. The Lumex GH4, and we did that shit, kept on shooting with it, learned how to edit better and better and better, and time just went on, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, also
So we
yeah.
upgraded cameras and shit. But
Hey, also on the engineering question, how long you been engineering? Yeah, how'd you get into that?
Yeah, what's the first track you mixed for me, if you can remember?
Man, we was just bullshitting, doing random shit. But the first real project I worked on was the This Hit Different.
Yeah,
The first one. Yeah, that was like, what, 2020?
that's in my Duke's crib.
Yeah, 2020. Yeah, that's when I first started. So I ain't been doing this shit that long, like 2-3 years maybe.
What are you using? Pro Tools?
Nah, I'm using Logic.
Okay.
Yeah, man. I started out, like I said, I make beats and shit like that, man. And I don't know, I kind of was already like mixing drums and shit like that. So he just asked me one day, he was like, "You trying to mix these vocals?" I was like, "Yeah." And it just worked, you know. It's just like I said, you just sometimes got to throw shit at the wall, man, and just see if it sticks. So it's just trial and error, man. You know.
Yeah, he was literally going
I never was like, yo, I want to be an engineer. It just happened, you know. So
You know, kids doing that shit on what's it called? MixLab? Not is it MixLab? BandLab, fucking on the phone now.
and what's crazy about engineering, man, it's like I said earlier, there's no right or wrong way to do it. Like all the music I fuck with, like all the old Currency shit, Wiz Khalifa, the quality was terrible. You know what I'm saying? But those are some of my favorite songs because it just had that energy, that vibe to it. So shit don't always got to be so perfect and polished. You know what I'm saying? It could just
It's never gonna be perfect. First of all,
yeah. It can just have that raw, gritty sound and it works. You know what I'm saying? I think with the engineering shit, it's just mostly about, are you capturing whatever vibe the artist is going for? You know what I'm saying? If you can capture that vibe, then it don't really matter. You can have just a decent mix, but if the artist is doing this part, then 9 times out of 10, the shit's gonna work, you know?
I think the engineer is definitely is a big part of the sound. It's like people will go to the studio, like, make me sound like Lil Baby. Make me sound like this person. Like, but I feel like the real way to really find your own sound, you gotta have your own producer and your own engineer, and y'all really gotta lock in. Like,
yeah, you hit it right on the money with that, and niggas got lost in the sauce because the autotune is the fucking scapegoat. It's the easiest scapegoat out because as long as if you fuck around and get the autotune key on the right pitch and shit, then
it does sound good.
It just sounds good because sonically it's correct, but you still need to take the steps further to do the shit. But like he was saying, it really is like, at the end of the day, it's kind of like a mindset. I used to tell him that shit when we first tried to figure it out. I'm like, nigga, if Rick Ross came in here and recorded on the same shit we're going to do, niggas going to jack it just because it's Rick Ross because they already got that mind state. They know what he sound like and shit like that. That's one. And two, we saw ahead in technology and shit, and the shit they were recording on back in the day with like fucking Run DMC and shit like that, that's slapping to this day hard. Like, nigga, the iPhone microphone has to be better than the shit that they were recording on back in the day, so why not give it a try and record off that shit and mix off that shit? Like, and, you know, today it's showing, and especially by the time, like, that's why that SoundCloud shit is so pivotal and so important, because around that XXX time, he changed the game with that distorted shit. Like, XXX with that, distorted that sound, him and Ski Mask doing that screaming shit and distorted shit.
Bro, I was
shit won't mix properly and all that, but it's about the vibe, like he was saying.
Bro, I was in LA when he died. Me and Cam was in LA. I think it was 2017 or 18. We went to it was a memorial. Like, we was there, like, literally.
Oh, the memorial, I know which one you're
it was a
talking
memorial
about.
at No Jumper in
When
France.
niggas was on the roof and shit?
Yeah, we were there, and
That's
fucking
crazy.
that shit was hectic, bro.
Yeah, no, when I read the news, I literally felt the world shift, bro. Like, I felt the energy. That shit was crazy, bro. That nigga.
Bro, we in the fucking street. They on the building. It's like thousands of kids in the street. It's literally, I seen a news van coming down the street. It's a big crowd. The news van coming down the street. It's like 20 kids on the news van, shaking that bitch, jumping on that shit. I'm like, bro, this helicopters going by.
Yeah, I remember watching that shit on the No Jumper little recap shit that same day or whenever when they dropped this shit. But yeah, nah, that was serious, bro. Serious.
Even maybe we can even touch on that. These different platforms that have kind of been here and like throughout the different eras. Like, I feel like you've been on a lot of them as well. Like, you've had fucking articles on Elevator, like Fader, Lyrical Lemonade. Maybe touch on also even just dropping your music on Ryan Celsius's channel.
Yeah. Maybe
just touch on these different platforms that kind of have been here and just different ways that artists or fans discover music these days.
Sure, get your pencils out. No, I'm kidding. But nah, like I said, just trial and error and chance and shit. What With Celsius, that was more the homie and shit. Like my brothers when they game and shit, they listen to a lot of just like beats and shit like that, chill, lo-fi beats and all that. Before it got to this oversaturated shit, they listen to a lot of lo-fi and just like having anime and video games and the style of shit in the background and doing when it was like cool to do it because it's extreme oversaturated right now. But that's when it was like a vibe to do it and shit, and it was really heavy producer-wise and shit. So I'm just like...
The lo-fi shit.
Yeah. So when I had the song with Boris and all that shit, and I know I'm talking about these anime tones and shit like that in my songs, I'm like, again, I'm looking at these YouTube shits and I'm seeing these artists up there. I'm like, yo, I need to figure out how to get the fuck up here with these niggas because this is where I need to get my shit rolling and shit. And landing these platforms is what elevated me to it because it's all about catching shit at the right time, striking while the iron's hot. So, you know, I'm taking the steps that niggas wasn't doing type shit. Like, it was simple as hell, but it's like, as far as like YouTube shit, it's going to the about section, finding the email, sending the email out, but you can't be on no texting type shit. You gotta be speaking like you professional, like you a brand. Like the issue niggas have out here is not they don't know how to properly brand themselves. They just want the shit they expected to happen, but you gotta come as a brand and be willing to offer something or seem like you got some type of motion type shit. I understood that early, so that's what got it done. Now with the game, with shit, everybody trying to create content and shit, it's all lost in the sauce. But as far as the YouTube shit, send out emails and shit like that and figure out how to get up there and, you know, the right ones responded back and either some was on some payola shit or some was like, oh, just submit it here and then we fuck with it. And then if niggas fuck with you, they kept it rolling. So that was that with that. When it came to the blog shit and all that, that shit was like war time type shit because that's when niggas was holding the information hard body.
Wait, what do you mean by that?
Because, like, you know, different times, like, you'll see mad motherfuckers or different niggas around the way, local niggas, like, you know, when niggas like competing heavy during that SoundCloud shit, you'll see niggas landing like fucking pigeons and planes or fucking, you'll see a random nigga getting faded back to back or getting this and all this shit.
Oh, and I want to give a game on how.
They don't want to get a game on how to do it and shit, which I understand because, you know, during a point when I was doing video shit, when I was still video editing and landing the elevator shit, and which made me stop doing the video shit because every time I stepped down, niggas just like, yo, how you get on the elevator shit and all that. And it's like, you got to do the homework. I ain't about to sit here and ask no nigga how they got on and shit. Like, by the time I did ask whoever and they gave me that bullshit answer, I'm like, okay, I'm going to figure it out myself. So it takes studying and shit. And I've been realizing as I go on recently, the fucking artist hours and like research hours and shit is really from like 2 a.m. to like 5 a.m. type shit. That's when you really see shit shaking. That's when niggas in the studio late. That's when you see niggas hitting up they engineer or hitting up their writer or whatever like that. But I was just doing the research and shit. I'm seeing this nigga just got posted here. Let me see who he following and shit. That's a writer and shit. Oh, that's your writer and shit. Let me hit this nigga up. Try to get a response to get their email, get an email back, no email, keep on hitting these different niggas up and all that shit. So for a good amount of time, it was a lot of walls because you submitting, doing the submitting bullshit and niggas ain't hitting back and all that. It got to a point, you know, I see the elevator shit. I'm trying to get some motion on that. And I've been submitting to them niggas for a year straight with the elevator shit and never got no motion.
And I think that was probably paid submissions, right?
That was
like
before they even paid. That was
Yeah.
before the shit, all that shit. Because right now they got it up there where you can go up there and pay and life easy now type shit. But like I said, I know the CEO there and shit. I know Brian. Shout out Brian and shit like that. Got, you know, I tap in with that nigga every now and then.
The CEO of Elevator.
Yeah. That's the homie and shit like that. That nigga called me and talk about, he always got some shit, issue with somebody, but talk to me like a random shit.
Yeah.
But fucking how I got in that, you know, that's when they niggas was doing that PR shit. Niggas had a different PR agent and shit like that. Like you press the PR nigga off and I can get you this blog spot, this blog spot, this blog spot. The shit was during that time, it wasn't really illegal. Niggas just wasn't supposed to be doing that. Like if the heads of the company found that shit out, they was canceling your ass. Niggas with Complex and shit, like niggas ain't supposed to be taking no bread under the table to write your account and shit, but niggas is eating and shit. So niggas is gonna be humans and do what they do.
Oh, like they're paying for them to do a write up on you.
Yeah.
Okay.
It wasn't that shit was not supposed to happen type shit. Like during that early phase, niggas was not supposed to be doing that shit.
What's the proper process of getting an article written up on
Submit
you?
and hope that these niggas do it. But like I said, I've been submitting to Elevator for a whole fucking year straight on the early time and got nothing. So it was through the time I found a nigga, I ain't even gonna drop the homie name, but I found a nigga and shit like that and hit him like, yo, bro, I'm just trying to get up here forever. Let me do it like that. He was like, all right, boom, you toss me 250, I can get you up there type shit. And now this is the point, if you live in a minimalist like me type shit, you ain't selling drugs and doing this shit and you saving up your little bullshit. You know, I come from minimum wage where shit was $7.25 or $9 per hour type shit. So you sitting here hustling and saving up your bullshit and hoping the chance that this nigga don't run off with your bread because PayPal is the only safe way to get your bread back. If you send it to a nigga, they screw you over, you can put a claim and get your shit. But you send it through Cash App and whoop-de-whoop, then niggas run off with your shit, they run off with your shit. But I took the chance and sent them to 250 type shit. and waited for the time process and got my shit up there and shit like that. I got the video where I can't remember what the first post was, but I got some shit up there. To the point he was hitting me back. He was like, yo, the CEO's little brother love the shit that you doing and shit. He's into the anime, video game, all that shit. He said this shit hard as a fuck. So you good. You're sending whatever to us and we can just get you up there. So at that point, back to the striking when the iron's hot. I'm like, we gonna run this shit to the ground. So every fucking month, no matter how much money I had left, type shit, live minimal as fuck. That's why niggas don't see me out like that. So I'm using every little cent to get this shit. Dropping the video, dropping a new song, and elevator, back to back. Cause we building up the fucking catalog now. I want y'all to see me on YouTube when you Googling me and all that shit. We building up the brand. Like, I want to be popped up. Like, now I'm not at the point on I want to be on YouTube. Niggas type me in YouTube and have a plethora of shit to look at, which we at that point now type shit. So as you look me up, or you just type in the first 3 letters of my name and it pop up type shit. So that was the process with that. So a lot of shit was like paying under the table with niggas that had to get some shit rocking, and then some shit was blessed. Like the Fader shit, which just happened to be a blessed situation. One writer reached me out to me, and like, you know, he trying to do the write-up. We did it, whatever case may be, but he no longer writes for the niggas like that. So like, that happens too. Like niggas be writing for a nigga for a minute, then they leave and they no longer part of it and shit. So blessed to have that one special moment, but now the blog phase is kind of like dead, so it don't even matter for real.
I feel like that might be dead. I feel like the game is just kind of dead right now. The whole game is that. Not even just music. I'm talking about
the world, nigga. The world is oversaturated.
The world,
movies,
like just
everything,
like,
bro.
Like the whole entertainment, movies, media, everything is just kind of stagnant right now. And we're just what we're seeing in every industry, kind of even from the news to media brands. We're seeing companies literally fall in real time, and we're seeing independent media really just rise to the top. And it's literally because people have just lost trust and in the mainstream things. Yeah. So if we're talking about news, it could be trust. If we're talking about art brands, it can be brands that have gotten so big now that it's like you could pay to work with them. Now they just do stuff for money. So it lost that essence of like authenticity and like being the next thing.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like even on game, you talking about like sharing the game. I never had a problem sharing game because 99% of people literally won't do it. They're just lazy. So I could tell you exactly how to do something, but most people still won't go do it.
Very true.
So it doesn't really
very
stop. It doesn't stop my shine in any way. I actually like getting people like if I do have some information, I would love to give it to you. So the knowledge, that's a given. I feel like everybody can have the knowledge. And another thing I think that's an illusion in this game, particularly, is like cosigns. Cosigns don't really matter. If you're not hard and people can't fuck with you just as you in whatever way and resonate with you, it doesn't matter who says you're hot. It might give you a little attention for like a quick second, but that shit will fade. Like so, I feel like cosigns don't really do too much.
Nothing really guarantees the longevity box, but for some people, I think right now the cosign is one of the only things that keeping these motherfuckers strong right now. For real.
Like in what? Who? You may not just say any particular person, but
oh no, I mean the shit Yachty got going on and co-signing the artists that he got. You know what I'm saying? Playboy co-signing. You know, the group of collectors that he got.
The cosign will get you in the door, but you got to keep yourself there.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, you got to keep yourself there. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you can't sit there and just not do the work. Nah. Yeah, no, agreed. Yeah.
I think a lot of shit is dead right now because motherfuckers are so focused on getting on, or they pretty much playing it safe. They're gonna do what they feel is gonna work. You know what I'm saying? They're following a certain formula instead of just going against the grain and just doing what the fuck they want to do. That's why we talk about, like, we look at the early 2000s and shit like that. You had the Pharrells, you had the Busta Rhymes, you had the Missy Elliott's, you had the New York niggas, Dipset. You had so many.
You want to say Timbaland? No,
yeah, Timbaland.
But you had so many people just doing different shit. You know what I'm saying? They weren't afraid to go against the grain. You know what I'm saying? I feel like everybody just wants to get on so bad. They're going to do what they feel it works. They're going to follow this sound. Everybody's doing a Playboy Cardi baby voice shit. Like, just do what the fuck you want to do. Who knows what's going to happen? You know what I'm saying? That's what, like I said, I respect creativity too, because you don't know what can come from it. You know, I think people just need to just be creative. You know what I'm saying? Like, even in movies, like, there's just fucking remake. Good Burger 2, that shit was terrible. Why are we remaking classics? Make some new shit. Make a new classic. You dig what I'm saying? Like, that's kind of where I'm at. That's why shit is so dead. People just want to get on so bad. Like,
bro, yeah.
Just be you, man. Who knows what's going to happen?
Niggas ain't got the trust for the, they ain't got the trust to take a chance with somebody with some new creativity. Two, the gatekeepers that's like, you got niggas out here actually being creative and doing some different shit, but these niggas are not letting niggas in because of whatever higher powers and the creativity of that shit. And then you got the laziness / exhaustion. You got the laziness of the younger youth type shit that, you know, with how the world is paced with education and fucking internet and how fast shit is fucking moving. Niggas just want to get it fast and shit. That's where the younger crowd comes and niggas just auto-tune, hopping on shit and copying shit and doing whatever like that and just mimicking shit. And then you got the exhausted motherfuckers that been in the game for a minute and it's like, man, fuck it, I'm going to just hop on the wave right now just to get some form of attention because everything I've been doing ain't been working and shit. I mean, you hear shit like that with like the Griselda story and shit. These niggas went through like numerous different styles and shit from like the Soulja Boy phase and all that shit too. Yeah. These niggas sit here and fuck the industry up and got niggas back on some hip hop shit.
Yeah. The way it's going, I just feel like there's not gonna be another Michael Jackson. There's not gonna be another James Brown. There's not gonna be another fucking Van Gogh. You know what I'm saying? Anything is just like, because people, they're just gonna follow what they feel is right. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's following, trusting their heart, trusting their creativity, you know?
And I think we had the opposite. I hope we see it. I don't know. I've been trying to pinpoint it. I can't predict it right on the head. Hopefully it's this year, but since the top of this year, since maybe like before last year, I realized shit was already oversaturated. Shit was already at the point that niggas are just now fucking realizing shit, which is always keep me ahead because I be predicting shit ahead of time type shit. But I already realized that we was at an oversaturated point. But I'm like, it's not going to take it until everybody comes around and realizing everybody starts saying the same shit that we oversaturated and now it's time for some new sound. It's like it's inevitable to happen. We needed to get to an oversaturated point where niggas are tired and really sick and tired of hearing the same shit to like, okay, we can finally give a chance to some new sound of shit or some original shit. Instead of just giving it a chance from the jump, now that we like over-limited with the shit, now we're going to give it a try with some different shit. So I hope starting in 2024, that's where we at with it. Because like everybody has vocalizers now from like Lil Yachty, Bow Wow, a lot of niggas in the game shit. Niggas are saying the same exact shit. So now hopefully we sit there and put examples out that is different shit out here and they look for some different shit and co-sign some different shit. So
I've also noticed people just changing, like if artists just changing kind of as people too, like not even just their music. Like I feel like when we were coming up, I feel like every artist is like, every rapper like probably in their interviews was probably just acting like arrogant, like on some, you know what I'm saying? Like just on some real like fucking super cocky shit. Mm-hmm. Now you see people are like really trying to be like being more humble and fucking grateful and like just that's changed too. The behind the scenes, just like how you feel about where you're at. Like I feel like that's changing too.
Yeah, I think some people got lost in the mimic shit. Like some of the artists that's really about that shit that, you know, started the interview rolling up and shit. They had that aesthetic. The early ones that really captured that aesthetic and are the fathers of that shit. Like the Playboys, the Uzis, the Trippies, all that shit. The niggas that's the father of that shit, they did that. And then they had like the underlings of mimics that's just trying to be on the same cool way. But like you can't beat them. Like these niggas already did it type shit. A lot of them trying
to be like Wayne for real.
I can see that too, but you know, Wayne is an impactful nigga in this game, so salute to it.
Yeah. Okay. So we kind of jumping around a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to get into? I feel like there's probably a lot of people here to try to want to hear about that. So fucking okay. So this thing happens with Timbaland.
All right.
He says he doesn't like him. First of all, what was that app called?
TikTok.
Oh, that was TikTok.
Yeah.
Okay. See, I didn't really see it. It was like small on the shit. Yeah. Yeah, what was that? Like, first of all, can you just tell us what that was? That was like something where he just has people join it and like he just listens to your music. I can give you
the whole story around.
Yeah.
We can knock this out in one sweet run. Like I said, this all come full circle. I've been aware, and he can attest to it. I've been aware that shit oversaturated. We need to switch the sound, all that shit. Niggas been heavy on the same sounds, all that. I'm big believer that, you know, sound comes and rotates around, and we're gonna hear it all again as we did with different examples. Niggas trying to do older R&B, all that shit. Whoop-de-whoop. Like the rotation, I feel like it was a time and a rotation. So we had New York do its time, and New York went crazy this year and all that shit this past year. Detroit and all that shit, and then all the major states already been on their shit, and New York really reclaimed and shit like that. But at some point in time, nigga, it has to come back to the Virginia sound, bro. Like, how the fuck is the Neptunes producers of the fucking decade, and we haven't had our second Neptunes run yet, or haven't had our Timbaland sitting here and produce for majority of the hits that niggas, the timeless hits niggas know, and we haven't had the second run of that shit. And we Virginia, nigga. So it's like, I've been an advocate of trying to push that sound and that bounce because I feel that's what's going to save the game. I know that's what's going to save the game. Because they did it, bro. That's what ran the fucking 2000s for the most part, hearing those bounces and different unique-ass sounds until it got to, like, fucking Jazzy Fizzle and shit like that, doing them club beats and all that different shit like that, which I hope it gets to a time like that again, too, when niggas is up on that. But, you know, that Virginia sound, that Timbaland, Pharrell combination shit, that production is shit, introduce niggas for like more freedom on shit. Like you can't really go too hard, and you can go hard on them shits, but it's always gonna be a fun aspect to it because it's something different and fresh type shit. So bringing it back to the main shit. That's why I wanted to push that. I've been heavy on pushing that sound for a minute. Like, you can go through all my old music and you'll hear a Timberland or Pharrell influence track here and there, back and forth. With this last project I put out, just to put out before the end of the year type shit, I had one that hit real hard, you know what I'm saying? That I liked and shit like that. And one of the homies that was around was like, yeah, it'd be dope if you put it on a little Timberland show shit and shit like that. And I knew you were talking about, 'cause I seen it a couple times. And I really wasn't impressed to do it and shit like that. But literally, like, the next day I was thinking about it early in the day, and I went on my phone and I saw Timberland on the shit. I'm just like, oh, this must be like some divine moment type shit. Let me go ahead and give it a shot.
Just so people know it, just to show he has on TikTok where he's going live.
Yeah, going live, playing niggas' music. You pay some money to him, and he play your shit. You wait and shit. So I saw the moment. I'm like, okay, this must be a sign. I ain't even had the bread like that for a moment, but I'm like, fuck it. Let me put it up, do it like that. So I pay, and I'm waiting and shit, and it's a whole line. You can see it in there, because you pretty much, you subscribe to his page, you pay the amount that he wants you to pay, and you send the songs in, and then you wait in line. So as you waiting in line, I'm hearing all these different people's songs and shit like that, and shit ain't nothing special type shit. For me, from the lens I was looking at the guy, and the lens ain't changed too much from him, but from the lens I'm looking at for Timberland, his sound was something that really changed the game. He experimented with shit, with beatboxing and weird electronic sounds and operators and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? He experimented with a lot of different shit and made hard shit, which is my whole essence with everything type shit. Just experimenting sounds and like really making some hard ass shit. So when I'm hearing these niggas sending their shit, they sending in like just regular tracks. I'm just like, this shit shouldn't really move no tempo type shit. Like, it's hard whatever like that. So, it's late night too. So I'm gonna give him some slack. It's late night too, and it looked like he might have been off the bottle. But
was he liking anybody else's before you? Like,
yeah, giving a little comment like there ain't nothing changed. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm going up here like for an advanced move, like the advance in my whole strategy and shit. Not to sit here and just get, oh, this is cool, bro. All right, peace, type shit. So it was a lot of those like, oh, this is dope. All right, on to the next person.
You come up in line.
Yeah, but the important thing to take note of is as I'm listening, 'cause I was in line for a whole hour waiting for the shit. Just in my bed, just waiting for my time to come up and shit. A Virginia nigga popped up, or he wasn't from Virginia, but moved in Virginia, been living there for a minute. And he played his shit up there and shit like that. But before he even played it, he like, oh, God, here comes a Virginia nigga, y'all. I'm just like...
Really? What does he mean by that?
Right, I'm looking like, what type shit? So like, I'm hearing a little comment, I can't remember verbatim shit, something like, Virginia been sending a lot of garbage, ain't nothing really going on out there and all this shit. So he already got this pre-notion to this guy type shit from Virginia. He like, not really taking it serious, like, let's hear it. And the song was like kind of just whatever type shit, but still just to have that pre-notion from you being from here and the music scene struggling as hard as it is, that shit already left a bad taste. So I'm re-scoping myself for my time to come up, because I was going to be on some chill shit. Like, this whole shit would have went a whole different way if I came up there on some chill shit like, yo, what's your name? Yo, Full Metal, bro. Where you from? Virginia. He would have been, oh, Lord, or some shit. Like, yeah, ha, ha, ha. All right, let's play your track. And if I just sit there and let him hear the track and said nothing type shit, he might have just gave me some advice and kept it cool. But after I heard that shit, I'm like, okay, I'm about to come,
Yeah, what'd you say?
with my nuts on the table type shit, like, coming to this nigga like, yo, Virginia out here, I know the shit I did, I know the numbers I got, I know the fucking, the bells.
Wait, you just started out just like that?
Yeah, so I come up, I'm like, yeah, I'm just hype, I'm saying I'm on the shit with Timberland. I'm like, yeah, Timberland was good, what I'm saying? Big Virginia out here, 757.
He said you from VA?
Yeah, I said big Virginia, 757, we out here and shit. So as I say that, he gets into carrots and shit.
That's crazy.
Oh, Lord, all this shit. I'm like, all right, bro, I'm hyped because I'm like, ain't nobody up here saying
not to even cut the story off. The only one thing I could feel like why he would feel like that is like maybe he's had Virginia people like try to get on with him, but they have a sense of entitlement. It's like, bro, we from Virginia, we both from Virginia. Like maybe that's something like that. Maybe, you know what I mean?
So put a pin in that. So there's a pin on that, and then hopefully we get to it at some point. But it's a second notion that it's not really that many talented motherfuckers out here. That's what niggas need to really realize. There's really not that many talented motherfuckers out here type shit. So he might have been receiving a shitload of garbage type shit. I'm gonna keep it a band, but boom. Fast forward back to it. I'm hype. I'm like, yeah, Big Virginia, all that. So he gets in this spiel. Oh, Lord, here you go. Let's hear what he got. So I'm hype. I sent 2 tracks in. I didn't even know you could send multiple tracks in, so I was late to that. I would have sent 3. But I sent 2. And the first one...
Oh, yeah, what was it? What were the tracks?
Yeah, the first one was, a track called Alone With Her Demons and shit like that. And it was a Timberland, inspired beat. Everything like that. Everything was a Timberland-inspired whoop-de-whoop type shit, which, everybody loves. Like, everybody heard from the project and all that. Everybody genuinely love it. And I ain't got no yes man around me type shit, so I know my shit is like valid type shit. And the beat is just like, it gives you Timberland right off the back type shit. So
He said that. He said that.
And he said it himself.
That's also what I was thinking. I was like, maybe he was
He
like, okay, bro,
acknowledged
trying to copy me, but it's like,
yes, I took that into
homage or, like-
consideration too, type shit. Like, cause niggas either gonna be flattered or niggas gonna feel a type of way. Like, that's for anybody. If a nigga come
But
up there,
if you Timberland and you made it, why you not flattered by that shit though?
I don't know.
I would, if I'm an artist and somebody does something in my likeness, I'm gonna be like, damn, okay, I see. I feel flattered by that, you know what I'm saying? But to hate on somebody and you already reached the pinnacle of your career, I just thought that was kind of corny, you know what I'm saying?
That's a good point with it, because like if somebody come up to you rapping like you, something on some shit, and like I follow your style, how you gonna feel? You gonna feel like this nigga like on some biting shit, or you gonna be flattered?
I mean, it depends on
the position.
Do they recognize it?
Yeah, recognize it.
That's
for
what
sure.
I'm saying. Do you tell them? Do you like this is a Timbo style
Yeah,
beat? You
yeah,
made
yeah.
it with the intention of the influence you got from Timberland.
Precisely.
So it's like like your intention like based off your intention, I would say he should be flattered. But maybe things happen in the moment. You said it was
Right.
late night. Okay, so but
For sure, yeah, I don't expect nothing from people anyways. And
That's also even just side note. I really like that's how you started out that video. It was like, this is not a diss. Just have the
sure.
utmost respect. This is just a reality. This is just
Yeah.
like, we have respect for these people that have made it out of our city, and we're trying to do the same thing. So we want them to fuck with us. But it's like, it is what,
Oh yeah, but Virginia only responds to hate, so that's why the whole broader message I was trying to put out through that video went over a shitload of niggas' head, because all they see is the hate. So all they see is like, oh, this nigga mad because Timberland called his shit whack. Like, no, this is not the bigger picture. I'm trying to tell you that the three motherfucking messiahs that y'all looking up to get the fuck out of this small ass state, thanks this about Virginia music, nigga. Like, off the rip. If I'm one of the potential hot niggas out here that's getting more views than majority of you motherfucking, and views is not everything, but if I did the shit I've done and made the motion I've made, and this nigga just out the window calling some shit whack right off the back, what the fuck you think he thinking about the rest of y'all niggas' music right off the back, bro? Like, what do y'all think? Like, I'm trying to show y'all, like, it's time to dead looking up to Pusha and Timbo and fucking Pharrell, even though Pharrell's he's really the only one really giving it a shot. But it's time to stop looking up to these niggas for the exit out, which, in the same breath, these niggas are older people, and they just want to live their lives, but they want to feed their families and just live comfortably in their house. Pusha T has a wife, beautiful wife, kid, everything, and niggas just want to chill and relax. Niggas ain't gonna want to take on the responsibility of pushing the whole state, compared to New York, where you got fucking Mano, 50 Cent, Jay-Z, all these different outlets of niggas that you can feed your shit through. This is the only motherfuckers that we got type shit, but they megastars, so... Regardless, to finish the story up, play the beat and shit like that, you niggas know what happened. He's saying this whack and all that shit. I'm just on the mic, like, I already knew that was coming type shit. Like, I ain't expected it to be whack type shit, but I'm just like, all right, I ain't even giving it a chance. I'm like, oh, play the next track, bro. Play the next track. Because the next track's not even on no other shit. This is on some hype, different sound of shit, because it's a show. I ain't trying to be on no copying you type shit. I do other shit. Another track that niggas fuck with in his heart and shit like that. Played that, and he ain't even get that shit a chance. Like, shit, like, the shit just whack. I'm just like...
Wait, so the whole time he's playing the music, he can hear your voice as well? Like, you're on it?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah. So by the time I'm already seeing his face. I know people good enough, so I'm already seeing his face and shit like that. He looking around, just no expression, not even bobbing his head and shit like that. So by the time he already trying to, like, type this and some shit, I'm just like, bro, all right, let me go ahead and make this fucking call worth something. I'm like, nigga, it's niggas in Virginia. It's not too many, but there's niggas out here. We making noise and we doing shit that you not aware of, bro, and that time's gonna come when you gonna see it, bro. Essentially, my message to this nigga type shit. And that's where you get, well, hold on, nigga, I'm from Virginia and shit like that. I ain't never heard your name. If you ain't heard from this girl and she ain't say your name, then it don't mean nothing. I'm just like, I don't even know the girl.
I'm about to say, I wrote her name down in the video. I actually wanted to...
Yeah, nigga send it.
Who is that? Who is Ayanna Perry?
I guess she a rapper from Norfolk or something like that or something. I ain't want to...
I didn't know if she was like an executive or like something.
That's what I'm doing. I'm coming into it, so, if she's listening to this shit right now by any random means or some shit, initially I'm thinking she's some type of exec or, some type of powerful friend or some shit like that. Never in a million years do I think she was another artist out here. Okay. So that's why I ain't really tried to weigh heavy on it, because I don't want it to seem like I'm shitting on her, what she got going on. Because when I looked at the page, she got some motion and shit going on. Salute to her and all that shit. So I ain't want to seem like I was like coming at her type shit, but... after I realized the signs from this nigga, I'm just like, yo, niggas is out here, we doing shit. I don't know who this girl is, but I'm pretty sure, I'm confident enough to know niggas know my name type shit, and you gonna find out when the time comes. Trust. And that's how I left it like that type shit.
Yeah, I think we, like you said, it's a big responsibility to take on trying to build a whole state's scene. No one person could do it by themselves, first of all. But I think we put, too much responsibility on them, bro, because nobody can do that. Even like we're going back to earlier, the cosign can do a little bit, but we have to do the work. We have to create the scene as far as like it has to exist first. Right. We have to give them something to push. You know what I'm saying?
Virginia,
and it's
man.
like, and even like you said, there's it's not many super, like, it's a lot of people that create out here, but it's a select few that I feel like are ready right now.
Thank you.
But there are a few. So
coming into this shit,
I
was thinking about how I was gonna word that shit, and I don't want to call niggas shit trash or some shit because I done been in a lot of shows and I sit back and watch niggas perform, which I ain't gonna get to that. But I watch niggas perform and shit like that and some more shit, and I don't want to call niggas shit trash, but it's literally a point not ready yet, and it's half the time it's the fucking not ready niggas that's in the front of the lines or in the lines of fire with the opportunities do come. They the first ones to feed the opportunity, and when niggas come in here. They ain't hearing shit.
Yeah, we got a few people, bro. Like, so you see, first of all, Timberland did just drop with Gift of Hands.
Right, yeah.
That was dope. Salute to that. They went crazy. I wonder how, like, what if that wasn't planned? Or, like, I wonder when was that planned?
Right.
Because, like, it's like videos him talking shit about VA. He's like, bro, matter of fact, he's like, you're right, there is some dope people. Let me gift it up real quick. He was like, because he hated on the whole state. In the video, he said VA been trash.
Right.
How you say that when you just see Gift of Hands run? How you say that when you just see what Al Dom's doing?
Exactly.
How you say that when...
And you kicking in like my shit like don't ring no bells. No, I know this nigga Gift of Hands knows me. I know his music. You know what I'm saying? Niggas know each other like shit. You can ask Gift of Hands yourself. Just bring up my name if my shit was like that. But you know, in that situation, I'm just a peon to this thing. I'm just a random.
Him and Gift got together. He was like, bro, you gotta go back and check Full Metal out.
That'd be some like... deep shit, but I can't expect nothing from nobody. Get it how you get it. And you know, that nigga is such a great guy and he's doing such great things, man. Salute to Gift of Hands, bro.
To me, bro, I think is if we really want to create a scene, we need platforms. We need literally like hot ones, fucking $1 million worth of games.
You ain't getting that, bro.
We need platforms to create. No, I'm talking about we need to create platforms in our area. You know what I'm saying?
Ain't gonna get no traction, bro. Which
but
leads
the thing
to
is, man,
go ahead.
Virginia has to push Virginia, bro. Like, what was it, Broccoli Fest? We went to DC and shit like that.
Oh my God.
This is a big festival. Whatever.
Broccoli Fest, that's Yachty joint?
Nah. It's just a festival in DC.
It's like a weed smoking festival.
I'm thinking Broccoli like the okay, my fault.
Like the song
but they had like who was there? They had Jeezy there. They had Larry June, Joyce Rice, Tim's fucking who else? Gunna was there. Like
Sega went up there.
Yeah, these some big name artists. But I'm saying that to say like they had some local artists perform at the joint. You know what I'm saying?
Back
like,
and forth, nigga.
They
Back
put
and
them
forth.
on, even if it was just one song, 2 songs. They let them get their shine. You know what I'm saying? Like.
Just for a quick second, the crowd not moving to nothing, but it's about the opportunity.
Right,
That's why I love when I went out DC and that shit happened to me. That shit was the most eye-opening shit ever because these niggas rolled the red carpet out for me, my nigga. These niggas gave me VIP treatment, took me to the back just off the potential that I got and shit. And what they see in me, they took me backstage, brought out the bottle girl. They did the whole shebang on me and motherfucking networking with everybody. Like they gave the opportunities to motherfuckers out there and to meet the right people, which we don't get out here, which is why shit's so fucked because I can get onto a list of shit, but the number one thing the only shit we got is the Something in the Water shit. This is the only opportunity we got to get some shit. And salute to the Something Indie Water and shit and all that shit, but that shit is not what we want. That's not what niggas need, bro. Niggas need to be on that big ass fucking stage. Or if you're gonna do the Something Indie Water shit, that shit needs to be in the middle of the beach or in the middle of the sand where the traffic is at. Niggas ain't really in these buildings shit. Niggas is out there on that motherfucking beach.
They did have the big stage on the beach right there. They had
like
one.
towards the end type shit, but like we need to be seen. Or
my thing with that is pretty much where like I felt like I said it a few times. Christy talks about it a lot. I think we talked about it up here, but there should be what I think is a cool addition to Something in the Water. That shit is fire, but it's like more events throughout the year to keep that energy going throughout the year that leads up to the next Something in the Water. There is stuff going on. I just seen
For sure, and you don't know how much money it takes.
What's Furl joint? So Furl has a thing called Yellow.
The Yellow shit. I've been seeing.
So they do panels and stuff. I just went to one of their panels recently. That's cool too. But yeah, I think also like live music, live stuff. I think they're trying, bro. I don't know, but you can always add stuff to it.
Well, I can tell you for sure. There's definitely niggas behind the scene with conversation I had that they're looking to do more events. They're looking to actually do numerous Something in the Waters throughout the year type shit from what I heard from a couple people that's trying to make some bigger shit happen and shit.
Yeah, I haven't heard that. That might be some.
But the bigger
because I seen they said they're moving it to a different month.
Yeah, looking like October from what I read or some shit like that, which would be fire to me. I love that. But
so multiple Something in the Waters.
The bigger picture, bro. And it shouldn't be that difficult to do. You should allow some local artists on that big stage. I see there's no excuse for that not to happen. There's no fucking reason Young Crazy and Al Dom at the very fucking least was not on that big stage.
No, for sure.
No reason at all, nigga. Like, cause that's the only way to capture, bro. Cause it's unfortunately doing all this shows and shit out here, man. This shit just be fucking useless type shit. Like it's dope to see niggas get sponsored together and even with me being a headline or coming up late or coming up early and shit like that, niggas are sitting here bringing their fucking crowds, perform in front of your same fucking crowd that you bought, and these niggas have to buy these expensive ass tickets and then just leave. You ain't really making it. You get one or two motherfuckers that stick around type shit. But, and depending on the prime time and shit. Compared to a Something in the Water where niggas are locked and forced to stay in the spot, because I don't want to miss Coyle Ray coming up next, so I'm going to stay right here. But we're going to hear this new nigga that's popping up out the rap. That's the only way. You got to find gimmicks and shit to lock these motherfuckers in to perform and shit. That's why homies over there, you know, the Gabe or whoever, the Mad Star Shorty, whoever it was, that got the Tia Kareen and shit. I'm like, that's the energy niggas need to be cooking on, bro. Yeah. That's the energy they played that smart, because you got her as the headline and shit. Everybody's going to stay for her.
And the timing of that was insane, bro. She literally blew up the week after that.
Precisely. And we about to get into a bigger bag, but you had her, and then you had everybody, the whatever rightful ones they felt so to open up for her and shit. Niggas opened up and did that shit and got the proper shine from whatever random ones that came from different cities or niggas that don't listen to fucking local artists, but they listen to her. That's that growth that motherfuckers need and shit. Like, we need to get more artists out here. But the question is niggas not hip in Virginia? Like, is it only a niche fucking pocket niggas not hip? Or is niggas just not, is it the fucking booking agency and shit? Because as I watched throughout the years.
Why bigger artists don't come out here? Is that what you're saying?
Not even big, mid-tier fucking artists, bro. Okay. Jaleel, Snot, Rico Nasty, motherfucker. Well, Rico might have came out here, but a lot of niggas during their mid-tier run where you can catch them for maybe like $10,000 or $15,000 type shit. Where I'll be seeing, I get hype. They put their little tour shit up. Virginia is never on that shit.
I think
it's never on that shit, bro.
I think people say it was the venues, because they were like, we have small venues and then big venues. We don't have many mid-sized venues, and I think
I hope it's a venue.
Somebody's also saying is like some artists, some of these artists may just not be streaming out here, so they might not stop by.
And so how do you fix that problem? Because ever since I come from New York and Virginia, and it always seemed like Virginia was behind on a lot of shit. It always seemed like it was a niche few that's hip and shit, and those niche few you can find through the clothing at a certain point in time. So like, during exchange and locker rooms and shit out there and all that different shit that niggas that dress before buy sell trade got crazy. Niggas that dress and hip to different clothes and music go hand in hand and shit like that. So niggas that's hip to wearing this fly shit that Virginia niggas is still on this time and dressing like that, and you got these niggas that dress like this, they usually hip to the music. But it's a niche pocket, so how do you fix that problem? Is it just like these small amount of people out here, or niggas just not hip to the artists? And like, how do you fix that issue?
People definitely aren't hip.
So what the fuck?
I talk about this all the time too. It's like, if you I go to events out here, so it's literally it's about 200 to 300 people that show up at these events on our local scene, and that are like real supporters. They'll come out, they'll spend money. They like the music, they like the art, whatever.
Which I think some people milk that shit too. I think a lot of the older motherfuckers out here, since it's a settling ass state, and niggas come out here to move and retire and being with their loved ones and live in the fucking woods and shit. Niggas just milk the little bit of shit that they did 10 years ago and ride that shit fucking forever type shit. That's why I really damn. But continue.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably a thing too. I'm just saying, like, there's definitely thousands of fucking music fans out here that don't know about us. Literally. So that's actually what we've been talking about for like a year now, is how do we reach these regular everyday people that literally just aren't hip, like that. If they knew there was a fire artist in their city, they'll go to their show. Like, oh damn, there's like a crazy ass fucking music scene in my city that's building up. Like, damn, I didn't even know about this. Like, gimmicks, how long has it been going on? Like, who are these people? Like,
gimmicks is the only way, bro. You gotta gimmick these motherfuckers into. You gotta give them some words. It's unfortunately the artist is not strong enough to get these niggas to stick around and stay. I
just hate that word, gimmick. It's just
like, sad, bro. But then like, that's another thing too, bro.
Like, when people can really resonate with you, like on a real level, I feel like that's the key. I guess the gimmick is to kind of just be able to get in front of them.
Well, you gotta shy away from that gimmick shit and get uncomfortable with shit, because you got the industry that niggas trying to get involved in is nasty as hell, bro. And that's another thing too. Niggas like, a lot of niggas is not even ready for this shit. I really feel like niggas don't really not even ready for this shit until they realize that this shit is a fucking game for real, bro. Like, you really got to play the game and maneuver the pieces in the right way type shit. As humbly as possible. Don't cheat. Some niggas cheat and it reflects, but if you play it humbly as possible, I feel like you can get rewarded right. But it's a nasty-ass game, bro. There's a lot of smoke and mirrors in this shit, bro, and you got to... So it take gimmicks sometimes, bro. Like, a gimmick is like, you know, paying X amount of artists on their rides right now to come out here and, you know, have them at the headliner and get the most popping artists out here and give them a chance to perform in front of that shit. And if you get some consistent shit going with that, then that's something. Or, you know, niggas be trying giveaways and shit. Like, all right, stay to the end of this and we'll give you this giveaway and shit like that. And that forces them to stay. That's the gimmick right there. I'm going to stay for this giveaway because I got this ticket, but I really don't want to see all these trash-ass artists coming up and shit. Like, you got to give me these niggas, unfortunately, because that's the state we're in. Like I said, how do you fix niggas that don't want to be hip to nothing, bro? It's like we in the country, but at least the 757 area, we in like a real country humble ass way where niggas don't really want too much. Niggas is cool with wearing Air Force Ones and just be stepping out clean like that, and that's it. Niggas don't really fuck about all that flashy shit because this is a settlement state. This is the first settlement, right? Like out of the 13, right?
I want to say Jamestown.
Yeah, bro, this is Virginia.
colony,
Like how that shit is work, bro. This is a settling ass state. But then again, it's like the flip side of the coin. That's why it works and good, because once they do find something out this motherfucker, that shit hit. That's why you got motherfucking Timbaland, Pharrell, Missy, Trey Songz, Allen Iverson, Chris Brown. You got the super duper star because you get them diamonds in the rough in this rough ass motherfucking time, bro.
And also, everybody that you see that really makes it from Virginia, they have a long run. They have longevity.
Precisely. So this state is not the mass produced like Atlanta and shit, like, and get spit mad shit out, bro. So it's like you gotta find a chosen one and boost those chosen ones and shit and get it out of there type shit, however means necessary. But shit is constantly changing on how to escape and shit. And the internet's a crazy ass tool compared to back in the day. So we can't follow their code. We gotta use the internet to our best abilities and do what we can. But like I said, niggas be so jaded by the time they get out and make it and shit. And you know, I start feeling a little way about it too. Niggas be like, well, shit, I ain't going back to country ass fucking Virginia when niggas ain't give a fucking shit like that. I ain't about to show no love and try to switch no shit up. They find the way it is. And then the real creatives out here be mad like, no, nobody comes back out here and support and do shit for Virginia. That's how it starts right there.
You can't let the this kind of actually in life too, but in this game, you can't let it make you get bitter, bro. I've seen good people have great intentions and do their thing, and they allow other people that move a certain way that might be like fucked up, whatever. They allow that to make them bitter. Then it changes them.
Bro, that's
you know what I'm saying? I feel like I still believe I'm at the core of this shit, bro. I believe number one, you gotta have the talent.
100%.
Number two, you gotta have to work at, and number two, we'll put
discipline.
You gotta have just be true. You gotta be a good person, bro.
Yeah.
I think those days of being shiesty and like crazy, like people be like it's just business, like. I think those are done, bro.
Yeah.
In the world,
dark power is always going to work, but you know what's in darkness always will come to light.
Like I don't think anybody has to lose in business. I think you can do business a great way. You can do your job. You can do and also we have to realize this is a service. You're making music. At the end of the day, somebody's gonna listen to your music. It's gonna bring them some type of value. It's like you're literally like you almost like. It's like you almost work for your fans in a way, but it's like you have to think about the way it's like bigger than you, kind of. You're fulfilling a service, a need in somebody's life,
and that's what it's.
So you have to respect that. That's a dynamic you have to respect.
That more independent route, and that's what that's what the labels are scared of and shit because they realizing the chances of niggas even leading the labels and shit for a lot of shit is dead. Besides for the major mainstream shit, and niggas are maneuvering ways to tap in with their crowd they're creating. And like transition to something else and shit. Like I said, I can die happy tomorrow because the streams I hit and the messages I got and the music received the right way. I've got messages from niggas, mad motherfuckers, and people telling me how that song saved them and changed them and all that. And I'm like, the most vulnerable songs you put out there, bro, is the ones that hit. The most honest shit, like the most honest shit you do, beat-wise, everything, that's the shit that sticks the most. And that shit is true for every hit single I got. Is the most shit I'm like keeping it the most real. Not saying I'm capping a line, other shit just be fabrication or flossy type shit or different shit. But when I'm like speaking some real shit in a real nice package delivered way, that shit comes back full circle, bro. For real.
That's like it could be like the ones you're like the most unsure about.
Mm-hmm.
That's like my favorite part about creating, bro. It's just the you're unsure about everything. It's just the not knowing what's gonna happen. It's like everything is a risk. You don't know what people will like. You don't know what you're gonna create next. You like tap into this thing and you're kind of just doing it. And like, just the risk of it. It's like a gamble, like you were touching on earlier. And that's why I feel like a lot of people are stuck in like creating stuff that's already been created, even with movies and shit, because it's a business behind it. So they want to minimize their risk. So it's like, okay, this has worked in the past. Let's just keep doing that. Yep. But no, to create great things, you have to take a risk, and it's like you're never gonna be sure about it.
You gotta be vulnerable. You gotta sit there and chance and put yourself out there, bro. But that's when you find great shit like. And shit Tyler Creator talk about and shit like that, you know what I'm saying? Just being his honest fucking self and shit like that. And when it really resonated to me, like it'd be sometimes, man, I'd be really like holding back tears when I'm in these festivals and shit because I'd be seeing these artists talking and hearing I really be hearing what they saying, bro. And I'm like, I know for a fact I should be in that position where these niggas at no matter what the timing is. But I remember that nigga Uzi was on stage and shit like that during the Something to Water in DC. And he's playing before all my friends said he was about to play that shit next and shit. But he was playing like, this is my most honest, real track. Something along the lines like, this is my most like vulnerable track and I really spoke to me and I really like, every word really meant something to me on this shit. And this shit ended up being my number one track, whoop, whoop, and all this shit and played that shit. I'm like, bro, Yes, bro. They really be that shit. Like, and all my friends today, that shit resonate with everybody. That shit hit hard because that's what I'm saying. Vulnerability recognized. Niggas be waiting to recognize with some shit, bro. Like, niggas be holding in shit because everybody trying to be so cool, or niggas is not, everybody's not extroverts to put themselves out there type shit. But in this game, you gotta give a little something. I still believe in privacy. I think people trying to erase privacy, but I still believe in privacy. But you gotta be willing to give.
Oh yeah, I don't think privacy exists anymore in 2023. Now 2024. Yeah, bro. Anything else you want to touch on? Also on some music shit, I was watching the video. It's my first time seeing the video for Mob Psycho with you and Shaolin. Crazy. I think it might be one of my favorite joints by you.
Oh, yeah. No, shout out to Long on that one. That boy went crazy on that thing, boy. He pulled out the guns.
Who went crazy?
Long, a.k.a. Jet Windy, you know what I'm saying? My homie and shit like that.
I think I'm the Asian dude, right?
Asian dude, yeah. He's a he's a camera genius, man. He was a photographer for a long time, and then he started dabbling in the videos and shit like that. But genius, man. You know, he just really he knows it. He knows what he's talking about. He knows his shit. He knows the lens. He studies on it. He's like you know, he's that guy for the video shit as Frank is that guy for the engineer shit. Like for me, a lot of shit I don't really want to go heavy on detail and do the tedious work of shit. These niggas do a lot of the background work and figure out the particulars with that shit. So yeah, once I started working with him and shit, we started really getting into the essence of like filmmaking and what it takes to the angles and what lighting is super duper important, but like lighting and capturing shit the proper way, he showed me all that. So salute to Long for sure.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Anything else you wanna touch on, bro? Are you working with anybody else? Are you locked in with any other artists, or you kind of just working with Full Metal right now?
I got some people I'm trying to do some stuff with.
Let's go. Come on. So Francis Lowe, come on, talk your shit.
My boy Quill75, my nigga Drano.
Shout out Drano.
That's my brother. You know, Full Metal, we got shit coming. And I worked with a lot of people, man, on a small level. But I'm the type of dude, man, I just respect creativity, man. You know, just do what feels right, man. You never know what's gonna stick, you know. So that's just my philosophy on it. Just follow your heart with this shit. There's no right or wrong way to do it, you know.
Real shit. It took me a lot to learn that from this nigga on my journey. Cause I'll get caught up in trying to maybe sound chase at different times and different things. Because we experiment a lot with a lot of different shit when we go in there before we lay some shit out. But it's really just like, he'll show me with his sound and the shit that he make, because he got a lot of fire that's hidden from the world. But he'll show me just trying different shit and just going at it this way, how hard some shit can be type shit. So, yeah. Gotta remember to love the music and shit. Yeah. And you gotta love the music too. That's another part of it too. You gotta really love the music, being this music shit.
No, you gotta love the shit, because you're gonna quit.
You got to.
I feel like it takes so long. Well, people get rare fucking lucky moments and just go up fucking on the first thing they make. But it takes so long that you'll literally just quit if you don't love it.
And with me too, it's like, you know, I ain't really dropped too much. I dropped certain shit, but I'm gonna make music till I'm dead, bro. Even if nobody hears that shit.
I was just about to say that.
I'm rapping at 80.
Yeah, bro. It's just it's ingrained in my essence to create music. You know what I'm saying? So
jam out.
Even if nobody hear that shit, I'm gonna still play the guitar. I'm gonna still make beats. I'm gonna still chop samples. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's just like you said, just the love for it, man. That's never gonna die. You know.
For sure.
Hell yeah. No, I appreciate you guys. Anything else you want to touch on, bro? I feel like this was a long time in the making.
Yeah. I told him I was gonna be up here just the right time.
I know you've done a hella shit. We could probably go on for like.
Oh yeah, we can go on forever. But
yeah,
I think we hit some key points, and I just don't want to. I mean, going into this concert game, I can't really press and think where everybody else think, but I don't ever want to like come across disrespecting the state. But that feels like giving some form of hate or some type of negative energy is the only way to get these niggas to fucking listen out here, bro. But like I said, it needs to be a new era. It needs to be a new time moving forward. It needs to be a new Virginia. And the bigger picture, like shit, leave Push alone, leave Pharrell alone, leave Timberland alone. We got to find different outlets and get different hit. We need to tap in with.
Bro said leave Push alone.
Leave it alone. I'm like, I look at Push,
Stop
bro.
hitting their phone.
Cause I was there for Push for his kid's second birthday party, man. This nigga's a regular dude, and I can just imagine lifestyle being in Virginia and niggas constantly want to do pitch and all that shit. He just trying to do something for his fucking son's birthday and shit like that. So I know he into this relax on, even though this nigga's a lyrical assassin, my nigga, and he can really whoop that ass and he show what he can do type shit. But, this nigga's just in comfortable mode, man. Happy wife, happy life, happy kid, paying his friends and family, doing what he do. So I can't hate on that shit or just, like, be begging this nigga for, like, yo, please, like, hear me out and try to put me on type shit. Like, these niggas are, like, unfortunately, we ain't got the options like that to have numerous people and outlets we can go to do the artist type shit. So we got to find some type of different way start boosting the chosen ones out this motherfucker for
it's
real.
on us, bro. Really, when I realized that is when Push did Airwave. They're still moving with that. But it's like, it showed me just how long, like, Push is a huge name. He starts this label Airwave, and it's not the biggest thing ever yet. So it shows me just even like at that level how long it will really take. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's what I'm saying. And people be like saying don't sign the artists and shit like that. I understand it because like in the same moment you still gotta take those opportunities and shit for yourself to grab this bag or make this show or work this one way and all this shit. And then this is my side project of trying to run artists and shit like that. So I understand the bigger picture. And you know what really made me come to realization with this whole thought process when I was watching Al Don perform at the Vibe Festival and shit. I hate when that's not even on him. I hate when other people have to reiterate the amazing accomplishments that nigga did and niggas don't recognize it. So he was like, you know, cause that shit blew my mind. And for the woke ones that saw it, when he made it on the color shit, like that's an achievement. That's like one of those crazy ass ones to make. And he did that shit, and that's a big look for the motherfucking state.
And that's the thing that French dude is going viral on too right now.
Oh, for real?
Is that it was a Colors performance, right?
Oh yeah. You're right. Colors is amazing.
I don't know what the fuck he said. That shit was
dude with the gap tooth.
End of the day, Colors is amazing.
That's a big platform.
Yeah, it's a big platform. And when he expressed that to niggas in the Vibe Fest, niggas over there just like just not hip. So like, what the fuck do we do with that, bro? Like,
definitely hard.
What do we do with that? Like, we gotta find some type of different way, bro. Because that nigga doing amazing shit. We gotta go viral on our own,
bro. We gotta literally. We just gotta
go no. Because the answer is everybody move. That's the answer is move to ATL and shit, and then show your magical Virginia powers to these other states in here, and that's when they.
It's sad,
what it is,
bro. Because like Virginia is not the like when you think about Virginia, what do you think about?
Shit, I don't know.
I can't even give you so many mom and pop shops, bro.
Just imagine how other people look at Virginia. Like, what the fuck
other
is in
people
Virginia?
probably just look at it as like a military and
exactly. So look at
country.
LA, look at Houston, look at New York, Philly. These places have culture. You know what I'm saying? Like, even with artists, that's probably what artists don't come in for real. What the fuck are they gonna do after the show? What are some attractions? You know what I'm saying?
Go to the Wawa.
Keith Lee come here. What the hell you telling him to go to, bro? Wawa and Waffle House?
We don't.
Bro,
when Addy was here,
we gotta wake the fuck up. But then some of them don't want to be woke up. Niggas is comfortable out here. It's a settlement state. Virginia is for lovers. This is where you sit here, get your bag up, move to Virginia and hide and live and bold and go to the fucking beach and movies for the rest of your fucking life and eat good. That's it, bro. This ain't no state you escape. There's no opportunities until you go northern side to DC and fucking Richmond type areas and shit where the melting pot starts to begin. Like
when ASAP Addy was here and shit like that, because we came in for the event at Exchange and shit. They was like, yo, what y'all got to do out here? Like, niggas is clueless. Like,
I couldn't tell them nothing. Like, yo,
we don't have no
the best
food
shit
spots.
to eat, all that. Even though
you can go to Rivers though. Now we got Rivers. That's a big step. I feel like.
And I know some niggas in Norfolk might name out some spots that they've been in forever and all that shit. But is it really some groundbreaking shit that everybody know that like? Lack of culture out here. What do you do with lack of culture?
To me, I'm also just like, I really have high hopes for this area as far as becoming like a real art scene, like people moving here and shit, and like just being vibrant. But I think also what nobody's really talking about is we have to get ahead of some things that happen in these bigger cities that are like the negative things. Like if you look at like LA, fucking New York, these places where the shit's popping, a lot of times it's accompanied by like a lot of homelessness or a lot of crime or like a lot of like violence.
Yeah,
so there's a lot of things that come with having a big scene that we don't want actually.
Bro, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
We gotta try to get ahead of those things.
They just put the basketball team. They put it in Northern Virginia, right? Or
I seen that too.
That's what I'm saying. They ain't about to put it. We got the fucking biggest weapon state base or whatever like that type shit, bro. They got too much shit to protect over here for these niggas to be putting.
Let people start wilding and shit.
Yeah, crazy attractions and shit. That's why the fucking Something in the Water shit be 50-50. When I was hearing the background shit,
you probably got the CIA out here too, for like.
Oh, for sure. When I was hearing the background chatters of it and niggas trying to get it together, it's really the people. It's not even about the money and shit, because niggas know they're going to get their money from that. It's the people. They don't want to be disturbed. The niggas by the fucking water and shit, they don't want the chaos and shit and being disturbed and dealing with the tourism and shit like that. But that's the best thing we got, using that motherfucking beach to our advantage. And closing, you know what I'm saying, the Something in the Water shit, the best shit rolling, salute to Pharrell doing that shit. But you got to get these motherfucking chosen ones at the very least on stage, bro. Get niggas on stage. This is like you introducing Arcade Fire and random ass acts that niggas don't know that, you know, after a while, this is how you know the fucking shit worked, because I've sat there and watched a couple bands I had no clue about. After watching the whole time, I'm like, damn, I'm about to look up these niggas' music. So why the fuck can't we do the same thing for the local artists, at least the ones that's making some type of noise out of this bitch on that stage? Even if a nigga got to fucking pay, bro, get these niggas on this stage, bro.
Radio station,
get these niggas on these
like,
stage, bro. That's all I got. That's all I can say going into next year, bro. We doing something in the water, bro. Get these motherfuckers on the stage. Get me on that fucking stage, bro. I don't even care about myself. Get the other ones ahead of me on that stage just to show some hope out this bitch, bro. And
Word.
that's what I got.
Hell yeah. I appreciate you, bro. New EP out right now, Fighting Demons by Moonlight.
Mm-hmm.
That's everywhere.
Fighting Demons by Moonlight, yeah.
Hell yeah. We appreciate you guys for tuning in. Yeah.
Yeah, all right, guys.
Hell yeah. Peace. Come on.